Okay, so this is the 2024 Higher Level Maths Leaving Cert Paper 2, question 5. The circle S has equation x squared plus y squared plus 4x minus 6y plus 5 equals 0. Write down the center and the radius. Okay, so the center is just going to be, you've got to take half the coefficient of x and change the sign, so it's minus 2. Half the coefficient of y, change the sign, so that's 3. So that's your center, and then the radius is given by the formula the square root of g squared plus f squared minus c. Okay, so g here is the center and f is the center, they're the coordinates of the center, so this is minus g minus f. So g is actually 2, so we're going to put 2 in here, and f is minus 3. C here is minus 5. The C is the plus 5, but we got to change the sign. So when you work that out, you should get 2 root 2 or the square root of 8. Let's have a look at part 2. The circle C has equation x minus 2 to be squared, y plus 1 to be squared is equal to 72. Show that the circles touch internally. Okay, to show that the circles meet internally, what we've got to do is find the distance between the two centers, and that should be the two radii subtracted. So we're going to find the two radii. So we've already found one. The radius of S is 2 root 2. We just got to find the radius of C. So the center of C is, I'll just write down the centers as well actually. Center of S is minus 2, 3. And the center of C is 2 minus 1. So you've got to find the distance between those two centers anyway. Now the radius, I was working out the radius of C then. The radius of C is just the square root of 72, which is this number here. This is r squared, so we've got to square root it. When you work that out, you'll get 6 root 2. So we have the radius of S, we have the radius of C. So what we've got to do is subtract the two radii. So I'm going to take the radius of C, subtract the radius of S. So that's 6 root 2 minus 2 root 2. That will give me 4 root 2. So now I've got to find the distance between these two centers here, and hopefully we should get 4 root 2. So the distance between the center of S and the center of C is the square root of, we can let this be, let's say x1, y1, x2, y2. Stick them into the distance formula, which again is in your tables. So it's x2 minus x1, so it's 2 minus minus 2, so it's 2 plus 2 to be squared. So it's y2 minus y1 to be squared, so it's minus 1 minus 3 to be squared. When you do that, 2 and 2, 4, 4 squared, 16. Minus 1 minus 3 is minus 4 squared, 16. So that's the square root of 32. Now the square root of 32, another way of writing the square root of 32 is 4 root 2. So we can say here, therefore, we can see then that the distance between C of S, the center of S, and the center of C is equal to the radius C minus the radius of S. So in other words, 4 root 2 is equal to 4 root 2. And just for completeness sake, we'll just say, therefore, the circles touch internally. Okay, let's look at the last part here, part B. Another circle has its center on the vertical line through the point 9, 0. The points 7, 10 and 12, 8 are on the circle. Find the equation of this circle. Your answer may contain non-integer values. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is use the equation of a circle formula. So I'm going to use x squared plus y squared plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equal to 0. So I'm going to look at putting 7, 10 into this, because 7, 10 is on the coordinate 7, 10 around the circle, and 12.8 as well. So I'm going to put those two into this equation. I'm going to make two equations, and then we'll have a look at the 9, 0 after that. So first thing I'm going to do is put in 7, 10. So if I put in 7, 10, I'll get 7 squared plus 10 squared plus 2g times 7 plus 2f times 10 plus c equals 0. If you simplify this, let's see, we'll have 2 7s, 14g, have 2 10s, 20, f plus c is equal to, this part here then is going to be 149. Bring it over to the other side, you'll get minus 149. So this is my first equation here. Let's have a look at putting in 12, 8. So we're going to put in 12, so it's 12 squared, put in 8, so it's going to be 8 squared plus 2g 12 plus 2f 8 plus c equal to 0. So again here we get 2 12s 24g plus 2 8s 16f plus c, and that should equal to, on the left hand side here, when you do these two you should get a 208. Bring it over to the other side, it's minus 208. So this is equation number 2. Okay, so the other bit of information that we're given here is that 9, 0 is a line that goes through the center. In other words, the coordinates of the center here are going to be 9 something, 9y if you like. So because we're using this equation here, the center of our circle is minus g minus f. So our center here will actually have coordinates. Let's say this is the center here. So it'll be minus g minus f. So minus g, so our minus g will be equal to 9. So g then will just be equal to minus 9. So what I can do is put minus 9 in here, minus 9 in here, put together these two equations to find f and c. So then I'll have fc and g. That'll give me my final equation. Okay, so we have minus 9 is g, so I'm going to put that into both of these equations here. So if I take equation 1, I'll have 14 times minus 9 plus 20f plus c is equal to minus 149. This again is equation 1. So let's just simplify that. I have 20f plus c is equal to, let's multiply these two, bring it over to the other side, and that will give us minus 23. This is equation 1. Let's look at equation 2 then. Again, put in the minus 9 instead of g. So that will give us 24. 24 times minus 9 plus 16f plus c equals minus 208. This is equation 2. Let's simplify that. So we got 16f plus c is equal to minus 208. Do out this, bring it over to the other side, and that will give you 8. This is equation 2. Okay, so I'm going to take equation 1 and I'm going to take equation 2. I'm going to put those together to work out f and c. So I can see I've already got a plus c and a plus c. So I'm going to take equation 1 and I'm going to multiply it by minus 1. So that'll give me minus 20f minus c is equal to plus 23. Put these two together. Here I'll get minus 4f. These will cancel to give me 0, and here I'll end up with 31. F then is just equal to minus 31 over 4. So now I have f and I have g. Let's just work out what c is, and that should finish it off for us. So I'm going to take one of the equations. I'm going to take equation 2 here. So we have 16f plus c is equal to 8. This is equation 2. I'm going to stick in f here, so it's 16 times minus 31 over 4 plus c is equal to 8. When you do all of that, work this out, bring it over to the other side, you'll get c is equal to 132. Okay, so now I have my three values, f, c and g. Let's just put them into our equation. Remember, the equation of a circle is x squared plus y squared plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equal to 0. This is the equation of our circle. So we've got x squared plus y squared anyway. We've got plus 2gx, so remember it's plus 2 times g was minus 9, x plus 2f was minus 31 over 4, so we're going to put minus 31 over 4 in here, times y, and c we've just worked out as plus 132, and that's equal to 0. So that'll finally give us the equation of our circle. X squared plus y squared minus 18x minus 31 over 2y plus 132 is equal to 0. Okay, and that's it. That's the equation of our circle. There are other ways of doing it, but this is one way of doing it anyway. And that's it for this question.